What's the deal, pickles? So I am back with part 2 of this update video. This video is gonna be all for my Sisterlock Q&A on the last video that was from November of last year. So I'm going to go through all of the questions that people have submitted. So if you're interested in hearing about my color, whether I have thin locks, what point rotation that I use, and anything else that people ask, because girl, they asked even about my lipstick. I don't have it on today though, but yeah, I'm going to answer that question too. Well, then stick around until after the introduction. If you are not hanging around, but you made it through this, go ahead and do your girl a favor. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel. I do crafting. I'm a hobby crafter. I update you all on my books because I am a romance author and developmental editor. And then I do also update on my sister locks that are tied up in a messy bun on top of my head. And yeah, pretty much kick it with grown women doing grown woman stuff. So I'll see you all hopefully in the next video. For everybody that's hanging around, then let's go ahead and get into this video. I will see you after the introduction. Let's go. Thank you for hanging around. I am Dana. Welcome back to Essence of Me in the Freedom Please channel. I will be answering the questions from my November 2020 call for questions about my sister locks. And I'm so glad that you all put them all there. And I'm going to go through each one of them and try to get this done so I can get back to work. So with that, your girl is sipping on my coffee, and it says, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus, which was from a friend and a subby. Hey, Tasha. So let's get it in. So let's go with the top. I do have sister locks in a messy bun. Ooh, that hurt. Here they are. Apologize again for having on a dark shirt, but that's kind of what I wear. I do not know the exact count. I do know it's less than 300. I think I'm in the ballpark of like 280, 290-ish, which is fewer than, I'm going to do this so you can see them, fewer than normal, but it was something that I intentionally did because this is my second set of locks. My first locks, I think I had maybe like 100 or so. I don't know. I remember counting them, but I don't remember counting them. So yeah, another logistics thing. I self-maintain my locks. I've been doing that since maybe that I was around the 6-month mark. If you look at the trailer or the intro for this video, you see how my hair was. I had a tapered curly fro type with a fro hawk is what I had before I had my locks installed. So with that said, I do have fine hair, thin, and I do put normally on there about traction alopecia. Y'all, I know people say that. They say that that's what it is. I don't know. My hair has been this way since I was probably before I was 10 years old. So it just is the way that it is. One of the reasons why I still do these updates is because if you look at where my hair started to where it is now, and I hope to encourage people that I believe that if most Black women knew how low maintenance that locks are, that we would all rock locks because it's just so versatile. You can still change it up because you can still do wigs, you can do head wraps, but for the most part, you just wake up and I woke up like this. Hey, I woke up like this. because it really is that easy. It really is. So with that said, let's get into the questions. Oh, and as of February 19th, today is the 25th. As of February 19th, I made 4 years of being Sisterlocks. So let's get into the questions. I'm just gonna read them. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna put them up. Y'all see, y'all gonna have me doing some real editing today. You are my motivation. Hey, thank you, Robin. Your hair looks fabulous. Thanks again. I'm 6 weeks in on my fine hair and I look forward to getting to where you are. Your hair looks so healthy and full. Thank you. Pause for a second. That is one of the things too why I like doing updates. I was patient in the beginning because I had my first set of locks and I knew that once I got a little bit of length that it would help to offset the fact that I don't that my hair is finer. And so you just got to be really patient. That's why I did head wraps, I did wigs. Like, I just had fun knowing that it would be okay. So yes, you guys can see that it'll be okay. So with that said, do you have any lost locks, thin locks? Do you use a rinse to color your hair? Do you do a 3 or 4 point rotation? Do you wear that beautiful lips color underneath your mask? And do you make the oil that you use? Please share. So let's take it from the top. Lost locks, thin locks, yes and yes. Lost locks, okay, let me tell you something. All the locks that I have lost are because I cut them. I'm told y'all, I think I don't have a lot of patience. If I start doing a rotation and I'm not paying attention and I have little hairs, girl, I will go in there with scissors and I've literally cut off 3 locks that way. No. Yeah, I've cut off 3 locks that way. I have not lost any locks due to like thinning or anything like that, or because they were too small, thank God. But they've all been because I cut them. And girl, when I cut them, I just like, oh well, and grow another one. So that's why if you look a few videos back when it comes to my sister lock journey, I put in what I call lock extensions, which they really weren't fully extensions. They were extensions, but not like locks. What I did is I took some kinky hair that I had left around from when I used to put my hair in 2-strand twists, and I just add the 2-strand twist on my hair and just started interlocking the roots until they grew out. Let me show you one that I showed in the last video. And I just let them hang on until I got tired of them hanging on. And then I gotta find one. Oh, here's one. See? And I just interlocked until. So that's concerning the thin or lost locks. There have been some areas where I feel like they were thin, but it was mainly because they were just thin already. And you'll find that as your locks mature, they plump up, but the base may look a little bit thin. But once that area matures, it catches up with the other ones. It just happens like that. And so yeah. Do I use a rinse for my hair color? No, I do not. I colored my hair with a permanent box color, and since my daughter is now a cosmetologist, she tells me that I really shouldn't do that again, even though I want to. We keep planning that she's going to recolor my hair, but I don't know. I honestly feel like I should just color it all black, but every time I do that, I just realize how much I just love this color. I love this color. So she keeps telling me that she's just going to color it for me, and I'm just not ready. So no on the rinse. I do have disrespectful grays though. All around in here. You can't see them because the light is bright. Yeah, you may see a little bit. But I may do something. I may do nothing. Right now, I'm too busy to do either. So it just remains the same. Do I use a 3 or 4 point rotation? I now actually do a 2-point rotation, which I don't suggest or recommend for you to change. I only use a 4-point rotation on my areas that are infamously fine, that it takes a lot of time for them to lock. I have a patch here. Some of it around here is that way. So in those areas, like over here a little, like you know where you have areas that you know your hair just is not in its natural state, it just wasn't as kinky as the other areas. In those areas, I still will do a 4-point rotation, but everywhere else I do a 2-point rotation, mainly because it's faster. It just is. But the reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because you run the risk that that will cause your locks to look thinner in areas. But I knew I was going to change to the 2-point, and I just know I'll stay with the 2-point from here on out. So any inconsistencies or differences will just be because that's just how it is. Do I wear the beautiful lip color underneath my mask when it is a red? That, you know, sometimes you just gotta wear a red lipstick. When I do, yes. But here lately, I have been absolutely loving the Fenty cream glosses with a cute lip liner. And because it just keeps my lips feeling moisturized. And the great thing is I don't have to go out a lot. But when I do, it holds up well. But that particular lip color does not, it does a great job of not transferring. So I do like it, which is by Color Rain, and it's called Cherry Blossom. Love it. And they had a sale, and I got 2 more tubes because that's the only red lipstick that I have that I absolutely love, and that it agrees with my undertones in my skin. So it's one of my favorites. Do you make the oil that you use? Yes. So the oil that I use on my thin edges, which they actually surprisingly have been growing in really well. Slow, but that's okay. I made myself, and then I used to make the one for my scalp, but I stopped doing it because my daughter makes one, so I just use hers. I don't use a lot of oils on my hair, and when I do, I use hers. So yeah, if there's any other questions about that, let me know. Okay, the next, so thank you, Robin, for submitting your questions. The next question is from Marcy. Did your consultant do a particular pattern so you didn't end up with the plucked chicken look? Girl, no. Look at my old videos. Baby, I was plucked chicken of the plucked chickens. What I used to leave out of there thinking I was cute with a baseball cap. I would put on some hoop earrings and some lipstick and be like that for almost a week because my hair is fine, and so that means it looked really thin. The saving grace was that my ends were very curly, and because I had a cute cut, that it still looked really cute. And well, I thought it was really cute, and I just work with it. So if you look back at some of my earlier videos, go to my playlist, which I will link in the description box, and see. I was plucked chicken, and I used to wear the baseball cap and my lipstick with my hoop earrings until it grew out. Okay, some kinks, some curls says, hi Dana, what's up? I'm interested in your color. It is so pretty. I think you've said it's cherry cola. I've been wanting that color for years, if not my whole head, then on some of the tips. Some kinks and some curls. Thank you for submitting your question. It's actually not cherry cola. It just looks like cherry cola because it was a permanent color, and over time it's just washed out, and I feel like it just kind of feels like it's a stain. And so yeah, I've played with the thought of doing like an Adore color or something like that, but my daughter is just like, Ma, don't do that. And she's a good colorist, so yeah. So I don't know the actual color. You would have to go back in my videos, and I do share the box. Y'all, if I remember, I'll put it in there. I apologize in advance. Girl, grab you a coffee and hit play on the playlist, and it'll come up. But it was somewhere around my 1 year, maybe around my 2nd year. Oh, go back to my 2nd year, because I know I did it once, and because I bought 2 boxes, I did it again. So I did it 1 year, and then I did it another year at the top around my lockiversary. So go around in there, you'll find the color. But I'm almost certain it was probably Garnier Fructis, just because I always like their colors. So who knows? But I picked it for the color. Go help your girl out. Be a buddy to your buddy. So thank you, some kinks, some curls, for your question. I'm Demira. I am considering micro locks. I have fine hair that's healthy, but I'm concerned about causing any tension on my edges. Have your locks been good to your edges or damaging? Thank you, Demira, for submitting your question. Honestly, I feel like there's been no difference. I believe, though, that is a benefit of doing my hair myself. Listen, when you get any type of locks, especially if it's some sort of interlocking technique to retighten them, they shouldn't be so tight that you feel uncomfortable. Now, sometimes because I do my own, every once in a while I'll pull one more time because I want them to lay a certain way, and it'll make my scalp feel like or because I don't have to do anything with my scalp. So anytime I retie, it's just tender because I feel like it kind of makes your scalp like you're tender-headed because you don't have to do anything with it. But there's not any additional tension. And all of this is actually better than when I started. And when I started, I was just doing wash and goes. So yeah. I would just say making sure that when you get it done that it's not too tight, and if you have someone that you will go to do it, that you talk about the fact that you have the fine hair and whether they've done locks on someone with fine hair. I believe another benefit for me is I know my hair. I know my hair, and I had locks before. So I told the person that did my hair what I wanted done, and thankfully she did it exactly the way that I said, and it was a blessing. So, and I trusted her, and I'm so glad that it worked out for me because I had bad experiences with locticians. So, but it went well with me before. So I hope that helps. If it doesn't, just post another question. Thank you so much for submitting your question. The next question is from Sunshine DY. Your journey is processing nicely. Great job on your extensions. My questions are, with fine hair, have you experienced breakage or popping? And number 2, how long does it take to retie? Thank you for submitting your question. The popping and breakage go back to the first question. No. My issues have been that I cut just because I get impatient. But no, I have not. That's another reason why I wanted this particular size. I didn't want them too big because if they would have been too big, I wouldn't have had very many because I didn't have enough hair, like the thickness to be able to pull it off. So I wanted somewhere in between. How long does it take me to retie? I don't know the exact amount of time, but usually around 2 to 3 movies. Now I get to the point where I try not to make it last too long, so I try to do it over a weekend, and if I can get my husband to sit still with me, we just watch a couple of movies and I'm done. I do, though, wash and retie on separate days. I used to do it all at the same time, but now I wash and let my hair air dry. So I usually do that earlier in the week, and then I retie over the weekend so that it's all done within the same week. And right now I'm retying every 5 to 7 weeks. I can go longer, but that I realize is a no-no because it just takes too long. So I try to hit it at about a 5 to 6 week rotation. Thanks again for the question. The next question is from McCann's Soapery. Girl, what kind of soap you making over there? Okay. Hello there. I love your channel because you're not one of the extremists to the left or right of Sisterlocks. Girl, no. I just be doing me. I feel my hair situation, fine hair and edges are similar to yours. I got my Sisterlocks in January 2020. Congratulations. And I feel so good about it. I listened to your suggestion because they make sense. And though I haven't strayed from the rules, I would really like to know the oils and essential oils you use. Not that I use any now. Okay. This is my second set of locks also. My first being traditional. I think my Sisterlocks are a little more forgiving on my edges and thin areas than my traditional ones. I would agree with that. But don't get me wrong, I love my traditional ones too. But as they got older, I couldn't handle the weight. I understand that. Oh, and your intro music. Funny thing, I hated that song when it came out. Oh, when I found your channel and now I sing the tune, bopping to the music. Girl, don't be hating on our song. Okay, so to your questions, following the rules. Do you? do you, boo. Do whatever works for you. I just knew I wasn't going to stick to the rules because I don't got time for all of that. So do what's good for you. When it comes to my essential oils, honestly, I don't change it up. So let me talk about the oils and the essential oils, because there's carrier oils and there's essentials. So if you go back to probably the 30-month, like right in there, I did an unboxing of essential oils. All of them are in there. I found this really cool essential oil set that replaced the ones that I had before. And can I tell you, I've been loving it because they had some oils in there that I didn't use before, but I love the fragrance and the aroma because there's like a citrus, an orange, and I think a lemon citrus, something like that. So look at that. But for the most part, I'm going to tell you how I pick the oils, and I'm going to tell you the ones that I use. So for carrier oils, number one, my base is usually a extra virgin olive oil, just because I get it from the cooking section. And I also use jojoba oil, and I get a nice size bottle of that. And then they last a really long time. And then I also use a vitamin E oil. So those are the carrier oils that I use. For the essential oils, I use many, but the main ones are tea tree, peppermint, rosemary. I know there's one more. Tea tree, peppermint, rosemary. I know it's one more. Look at that video, and there was a little set, and I use the other oils that's in the set, but the rosemary and the peppermint are my main ones. The tea tree, just because I feel like over time that I've heard that it's like antibacterial, good for your scalp. So those are the ones that I use, and over the years, and when I say over the years, I literally mean like 15 or 20 years that I've used the same ones, because I used them on my first set of locks, and I used them even on my daughter's hair, just because over time. The way that I found the oils that were good for me, though, is that I looked for the elements in the essential oils that I knew I needed for my hair. I always like the peppermint because I love the way that it makes my scalp feel. I wanted oils that were known for stimulating the scalp. Also, then I add like nail orange. Oh, and lemon, because I just like the way they smell. Oh, and now eucalyptus. I do put a little bit of that in there because I love the scent. And so you can do a search, do a Google search. And here's what I suggest, because I'm not, okay. I'm not a oil, whatever they may be or whatever. So what I did is I looked for the different things that I wanted and needed for my hair and scalp, in my opinion, and I looked for at least 3 to 4 sources. And if those 3 to 4 sources said some of the same things, I then dwindled my list down to 3 or 4 oils that I liked. That's the way I did, and I just stuck with them. A lot of the oils also, if you go into like Amazon or from other carriers, because I've used other carriers like more mom and pop shops or specialty shops to buy them, but then I've just end up settling with Amazon because it's faster. But a lot of them now will put some of the properties for skin, scalp, hair, things like that. So that's the way you can dwindle down and create your own concoction. With that said, I would say when you start, buy small bottles, because they are sometimes kind of costly, but they do last a long time, and do a small mixture to see how you like it. So I use a carrier oil, like I will use a jojoba, add my essential oils until I get my mixture the way that I like it, and then I add the rest with the olive oil. I did at one time try coconut oil, but I don't like that it changes consistency based on the temperature, and I just found that olive oil just seems to be the best. So I hope that that was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't know how long I've been recording, but yeah, let's go to the next one. Thank you for submitting that question. I know a bunch of people are probably writing notes, so that was a great one. Portia says, my trouble areas is not my problem because I have no problem with my situation. Yes. Oh, she was quoting me. Because it's not. Girl, I got over that. That must be that grown woman swag. So thank you. How many locks do you have? Your locks are beautiful and it fits you so well. Thank you. I do not know how to pronounce your name. Thank you for submitting your comment. My locks. I said at the top, I think I have roughly between 270 and 290. When we first started, I had a number and then I added more and yeah. So let's just say 280 locks. Vanessa says, wow, just wow. Thank you. I hope that's a good wow. Portia came back and told me it's time to do the rod set. Girl, it's coming. I'm waiting to get a little bit longer because a girl curly hair, I feel like it looks like a poodle, and your girl ain't got time to look like no poodle because I don't wash it enough to have to get the curls out of my hair. But I do have the curlers coming, and I have 2 different types, so I do have that coming. The final thing was please, please, please on the hair color. I did answer that earlier, so let me know if you have any other questions. That is all, ladies. And if there's gentlemen that are here, thank you so much for submitting your questions. I'm going to just go ahead and say, add any additional questions that you have to this video. I will let them accumulate and I will come back and do another Q&A if need be. I will close with this: best decision ever. Best decision ever. So if you're thinking about getting sister locks or thinking about locking your hair, what are some things that you need to consider? I think the texture of your hair, the I don't want to say how condensed and packed your hair is, like the follicles, like, because I think there's fine and there's thin, and I have both in different areas. I think also to be very aware of what your needs are in communicating that to your loctician if you decide to go with someone. If you decide to do them yourself, I think that that's really good. My first set of locks was that way. I did everything myself, but I also knew when I did the second ones, I wanted someone else to do it just to make sure that my parts and my setup was good. I think I've done a great job of maintaining them. And because I knew she could get my sizing that I wanted because she was looking at my head. Another thing that I always recommend is if you're on the fence, one of the things that you could do is give yourself maybe 6 months of wearing some sort of braids. I would say 2-strand twists just because they're a little more forgiving and they're quicker, and that just wear those nonstop for about 6 months. Now take breaks, like don't go crazy. But I feel like if you do that and you see the lifestyle that you have with that, then that will help you to see whether you think locks will be something that will benefit your life between time, finances, and all of that. The final thing I will say is having your locks established using the sister lock technique is expensive. You can't get around that. And if your hair is longer, it is expensive based on the particular sister loctician. They cut off at a certain point, and every inch above that is an additional cost. So I would say just ask. Be very clear and let them tell you as far as what the pricing is. With that said, y'all, this was a mega one. I think I made up for lost time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. If you have any additional questions, put them in the comment section below and I will answer them on my next sister lock video. I think, like I said at the beginning, that most black women, if you knew, girl, that you didn't have to go get the bundles, that you didn't have to pay somebody to put it in and take I'm telling you, you would do this. You would do it. So with that said, that is it. I am out. Take care of yourself, and I will see you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care and goodbye.
If I can't have you, I don't want you to have anyone. And if you don't want me, there's something wrong with them, right? Maybe I got problems that I don't tell anyone. Have I lost my perception? Feel like I wanna do something wrong now. Packing all your belongings. Say you wanna take some time, but if you say we'll meet again, why'd you have to take everything now? Baby, are you lying? Have you met someone? Tell me now. I better start crying.